Hello everyone and welcome back to Tyresome. I've taken a couple of months off over the years.
Like years.
A couple of months off over the festive period. Now it's time to get back into it. And what we're doing today is something that every good classic car motorist should be doing. A little bit of maintenance. You may remember a couple of years ago, me and a good friend of mine, Mike Arnold, went through the rocker clearances, valve lash in America, and a little bit of maintenance that you should be doing on a classic car is tightening this up every couple of years. Well, you may remember at the end of that video, one of them was actually still ticking, whilst the others were all now silent. Well, now they're all ticking again, and that one that was still rattling is now really rattling. Have a listen. Don't know how well that would come through on the camera, but yes, starting by taking apart the top of the engine, shall we? So what we've done is take the alternator belt off. I've slackened that one off. There's a train! I've also, Tim and I have just taken the plug leads off. So, now we will take the plugs out. We're taking the spark plugs out because then we can rotate it down on the crank with a ratchet, and that means that we will be able to get the rockers into the right situ. It'll all make sense, trust me. As Tim finishes off getting the bolts out of the rocker covers there, we've got a ratchet on the crank here, ready to go. And I know what you're thinking, what about the Supra? It's been there for ages, it's been there all bloody winter and all that. I hardly touched it last year, to be fair, and you're not wrong, but don't worry, that is coming shortly. Woo! Very much looking forward to it. But until then, we've got to do this, because this is maintenance on the car I drive every bloody day, and I love it! For context, everyone, you may remember I put these lovely newfangled rubber gaskets on, which can be reused if they don't break. Well, mine's broken, so don't know what I'm going to do about that just yet, but we'll carry on.
Oh! Excellent. That's rather lucky.
Not lucky, that's a planned excursion is what you've witnessed there. Oh, shit. Just pull the camera over.
Yeah, don't do that again.
So, as we just witnessed, I know I'm very chuffed, you can tell by the look on my face and the fact I can't operate a camera currently. But look! Ah! They are only cork ones, but we could at least replace the shit one. No, we should just replace them both.
Yeah, just as well.
For fuck's sake, those rubber ones were supposed to be the last time I'd never ever need to piss about with bloody cork shite, but never mind. On with the show. Time for a bit of science. Not necessarily science, but just talking you through exactly what's going on here. So we're going to do some cylinder number one as a bit of a test. And you can see if I move my ratchet down here, then the valves start moving somewhat. And if I move it enough, we'll just do that inlet valve on. No, that's an exhaust valve. The nearest one to the camera lens there is going to start going down. There it goes. Look, down it goes. And then it's going to come back up. And I'm going to slow down here, and then you see that it's stopped moving there, and that means that it's under full tension here, and that's the opposite of that, it's slack, and that is where we're going to be putting our feeler gauges in, and we want on that exhaust one 50. We're following a document here from somebody called Johan.
Johan.
Yeah, oh, Johan, yeah, that's probably right, actually. Well, I don't know. He seems to know exactly what he's talking about, and he made this document as a foolproof guide. So he says 30 on the inlet, 50 on the outlet. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to put it up on the screen here, so feel free to take a screenshot if you would like. But I'm going to slap the camera on a tripod, and we'll just work through them. Another thing to note is that when you have got your cylinder in this position, you should actually find that there's more than one that go up at the same time. So you can sort of cheat it a bit. Instead of going up and down loads of times, you can do more than one at once. I don't know how confident we'll be. We'll probably just work through them one by one. There's a train! so that's driver's side done. Now, time for the other side, which I now realise I said driver's side when I took the rocker cover off, and I obviously don't know where I sit in the car, but apart from that, don't worry about it. Well, yeah. So, things have happened. We went all around the engine, we did them all as we just showed you we were going to do them, and nothing really. I mean, there was like a little turn here and there maybe, but nothing really big happening, especially considering that large valve noise that we had before, or, you know, rock around rattle that we were hearing at the beginning of the video. So we went and gone and done a research, and basically down the bottom right of the document, this document, you see it says Rock 5 and Set 1. Well, we didn't know what that meant, and to be honest, we just kind of ignored it. But after researching, Rock basically means when both of your valves are on the cam, so your valves will overlap slightly, but when they're in the middle, so that's cylinder number 5 in this demo, you can then check the valve lash on cylinder 1. So we're going to do that. We just did number 1 as like a little test to see what would happen. Tiny little adjustment maybe. But we're going to go around the engine doing that. Following the document that I told you to follow, we're done. We have the whole thing back together, all the rocker cover things back on. Everything's all done. We did do, as I just said, that like the rock the 5th. And then that whole movement. I can see this little bit of hair sticking up. We shan't worry about that. Yeah, we did the rocking thing, so you opened it, like I just said, and it turns out that we had it pretty much dead on anyway, just by doing one valve at a time. But the good thing is we did it the other way, and we found that we were pretty much on the money anyway. That's good. What's bad is I was expecting like a, whoa, we found like one that's massively out of adjustment. That's obviously what the clackety-clack noise is that we heard at the beginning of the video, hopefully, as long as the microphone picked it up. But we filled it up with oil, we cleaned all the plugs as well, everything's all back on, so it's time to give it a fire and see what it sounds like. Sounds like the fire engine's on its way already.
Yes, I know what we're like.
Yeah. Right, let's have a go.
It's in the super video.
Think exhaust. Now you mention it, it could be exhaust gasket, couldn't it? Yeah. It just sounds a bit more metallic than that, you know?
I know.
Let me bring the camera in, see if I can get you guys to hear it a bit more. I don't know if you can hear it. You should be able to hear it quite well, actually, because the exhaust is all the way over there. But if I just bring the camera over this side where the noise is, hear it now. Okay, so there we go. It's the beginning of the year. Tyresome's back for season 2, or whatever the fuck it is now. And what we've done is nothing. We took it all apart, we adjusted those valves, we did it 2 different ways, confirmed what we had found, we adjusted them to Johan spec. We've confirmed that that was the right thing to do. The noise is still there. Hopefully you guys heard it in the camera now. It definitely does sound like that characteristic Ford tappety rattly noise, but well, we just went through it. It should be running like a sewing machine right now. We've topped it up with oil, topped it up with oil. We've cleaned all the plugs and everything just, you know, whilst we were there. So it does, I guess technically what we've done today is top the oil up and clean the plugs. But it's really annoying, man, because that tappety noise, this car, as you guys know, is fucking awesome now with those wheels and everything, the coilovers, the suspension. It drives so good. I'm so happy with it. So when I drive down the road, to hear that sort of tappety noise rattling off the buildings is a bit of a boner kill. So that being said, I guess the question goes out there. Do any of you guys know? I'm going to ask in the Facebook forums as well, and see if anyone knows what it could be. It doesn't sound like bottom end, big end, rod knocky sort of stuff. It definitely does sound more like that rattly top end sort of Ford noise, but we went through them just then. Something made me think it could be an actual push rod. That's gone a bit funky, but then, of course, if that was the case, we had a bent push rod or something, then we wouldn't have been able to get the clearances right, I don't think. Unless maybe it's bent and hitting the sidewall, where I don't know.
Well, why would it be bent as well? Then be
Why would it be bent?
for it to be bent.
Well, once it's seen you, Tim. Okay, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. A bit of a hollow, well, not a victory even, just a video to start the year with. The next thing we're going to do, well, now that this isn't done, it could even be more of that, but we're really going to desperately try in the near future to get on with the Supra, because we've got massive things coming. So watch this space. Like and subscribe if you do like what you see. Thanks very much. Get yourself a Tyresome t-shirt. Tyresome.co.uk. Thank you very much, Tim.
Bye.
Bye. That was a little bit Hitlery.